Hey guys, welcome back to another video or another tutorial video on my YouTube channel, Just Gaming with You. And in today's video, I'm going to be doing an update on the Detroit Become Human, how to take off the frames per second caps or locks, because it's only locked to 30 frames per second or 60 frames per second. But I still, as you can see on the top left or the top right, you can see the different comments. People still having some trouble or issues when it comes to removing the locked cap locks for 60 frames per second and Detroit Become Human. So this is just an update to show those particular people how to do it correctly, and what not to do, or whatever the case may be, so in order for it to work. Like I said, I don't mind doing this again, because there are still some people out there that's still a little bit confused on what they need to do in order to be able to achieve the most frames per second that they can get, more than 60 frames. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. So the first thing you guys want to do, you want to go ahead and go to your local files with Detroit Become Human, whether it's from Steam or Epic Games, whatever the game is installed at. You want to go to the local files and things of that nature. Now once you are in your local files, what you're going to want to do is you want to go ahead and go down to graphics option or graphic options, JSON. But yeah, as you guys can see, my frame rate limit is set to 4, which is like no limit when it comes to frames per second, and it goes from 2 all the way up to 4. 2 is like getting 90 frames per second, 3 is like 120 some frames per second, and then 4, as I'm currently on, is pretty much getting any frames per second that your PC can handle, things of that nature. So what we're going to be doing, we're going to go ahead and revert back to 1, which is the default settings. We're going to go ahead and do that just to show you guys an example of what the frames per second looks like and what it's capped to when you are not changing the settings within the graphics option. So we're going to go ahead and save that, and then we're going to close this out, and then we're going to go ahead and head back into Detroit Become Human this time. Okay, and as you guys can see, it is capped at 60 frames per second. Like I said, that's because I turned it all the way back down to 1, which is the default settings for the capped out frames per second, which is 60. And just to show you an example of how it looks or what it looks like, it can only go up to 30 frames per second or to 60 frames per second. Alright, so you guys can already see. So let's go ahead and X out of this really quickly. Let's go ahead and go back into graphics options. And like I said, usually what I do, I'll set it to 4, because there's no limit when it comes to frames per second. I won't have to feel like it's being limited. You can choose whatever you want to choose. You can do 2, 3, or 4, whatever is the most comfortable to you. But I just prefer to set it on 4, just so you can get the best possible frames per second that you can get. Okay, so once you set whatever number, with 2 all the way up to 4, whatever number that you're comfortable with, then what you're going to want to do is you want to go ahead and go to File, go to Save. You don't want to do Save As, just do Save. Once you click Save, everything is going to be saved in here. Don't do anything to the folder, don't change anything, only do what you see is in the tutorial. Don't do anything else, because whatever you do, whether it's changing the folder to read only or whatever the case that may be, it might prevent it from working. So my best bet is just stick to the tutorial, only do what you only see on the screen and what I'm showing you guys what to do or how to do. And once you do that, you'll be pretty much good to go and set to go. But we're not done yet, so let's go ahead and close this out. We already have everything saved, so we're pretty much good from there. But we gotta go over one more thing before I close out this tutorial again. Another thing that some people have to keep in mind too when it comes to changing the settings, as you can see, is already like up to like over 400 frames per second just on the menu itself. Just gotta keep in mind, because other people will go into the settings or options and they see that it's still set at 30 frames per second. That's fine, it's okay. Don't change it, okay? Let me just show you an example. As you see, it's locked on for 30 frames per second. That's okay. You don't gotta change it. You can change other stuff. You can change, you know, the display mode, the resolution. You can change all of that. It won't affect anything. Now, resolution scale, I don't know if it's gonna affect it or not, but my best bet is just to keep it as is. You can test it out to see if it'll still work or not. I haven't tested it out or tried it myself, but as you see, it's locked to 30 frames per second. That's fine. You know, you're still getting the frames per second that you are getting and you're looking for. Because you see, the thing is, if you change this, it's gonna result back to the default settings, which is 1. So I'm gonna show you an example really quick. Let's go ahead and save that. As you guys see how it went all the way back down to 60 frames per second, locked. See that? So if you do have that problem, you know, if you do have that problem where you accidentally change the frames per second and you know, if you end up accidentally changing it, don't worry, you can always go back into your graphic options, revert it back to whatever number that you have, and just click save, and it should show up again, work again like it did last time. But just keep in mind, if some of you are wondering why it doesn't work, it's because either you didn't do it right or because you changed the frames per second when you got back into the game, and you can't do that, or it's going to revert back to the original settings, which is 60 frames per second, only capped to that. So just make sure, if you need to, you can always rewatch this video, retrace your steps, because it works, you know, but you just have to do it right, you know.
I hope you will make the right decisions.
Hopefully this tutorial helped, this updated tutorial helped some of you guys that's been having issues, or it wasn't working at first, things of that nature. If it worked for you, finally, just let me know down in the comment section below. If it didn't work for you still, just comment down below what the issue is and what you're facing, and I'll be able to try to help you to the best of my ability. If you want to see more of my content, I've just recently uploaded another video. Sorry about the notifications, guys. I keep getting multiple different notifications and things like that. All right. But yeah, I recently just uploaded a new video on my channel testing 9 different games with my GPU, and things of that nature, just testing out the games and stuff. That's pretty much it. Make sure you go check that out to see how that is, and yeah, stay tuned for more upcoming videos. I'm still finishing Alan Wake. I'm gonna get started again, finishing it hopefully tomorrow. It's just, I'm gonna keep it real with you guys. For those of you that never played Alan Wake before, or Alan Wake 2 of that nature, Alan Wake in general, but Alan 2 specifically, Alan Wake, it's a pretty long game. It's filled with puzzles. Like, it's filled with puzzles. I'm not gonna spoil too much, because I don't want to, you know, I don't want to spoil it for anybody that never played it or seen it before. But I'm just giving you a warning, an advice to just make sure you be prepared, you know, because it is a long game and it does take patience. And me being I'm not a big fan when it comes to horror games or thriller type of horror games. So I'm a little bit more hesitant of continuing, because like I want to be done with the horror, because I'm just not a big fan of it. But hopefully the next video, Alan Wake 2 video that I post, will be the final one. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of clear that up really quickly to those of you that are wondering what is going on with the Alan Wake videos and things of that nature, and you know why it suddenly keeps stopping. One minute I'm really active posting, and then next minute I'm just, you guys deserve an explanation for that if you have been watching the Alan Wake 2 gameplays that I've posted. So yeah, thank you guys again so much for watching this tutorial. I hope it helped, and you guys have a wonderful holiday. Happy New Year's, and yeah, stay blessed, you know the rest, and have a great night.